Okay, here we are in Microsoft PowerPoint, and I've opened up a document here that would be not too different from any other PowerPoint document that someone would have open, maybe a little bit more colorful, and certainly talking about Fiery VUE more than others, but for all intensive purposes a regular PowerPoint document that we work in all the time. Something that you'll notice a little bit different though, on the top of the screen here is a new menu item called Fiery. We leverage the same technology that Adobe and others use to plug directly into the Microsoft ribbon, and when you click on Fiery, you're greeted with a couple of menu items. I'll go through these in a second, but one that I want to do first is open this document in Fiery VUE, and that's what I would click if I wanted to professionally prepare this document. When I do that, Fiery VUE grabs, in this case, the Microsoft PowerPoint. I could be working in Word or Excel or any part of Microsoft Office, and it now greets me with a pretty familiar user interface. I have, again, my slides on the left-hand side, my thumbnails, and in the center of the page I have my document, and it's presented to me how it would be printed. And I could thumb through it, in this case, and see exactly what the document would look like when it comes out the other side of the printer. The right-hand side of the page is all of my options. In this case, what's nice is Fiery VUE is intelligent enough to know the capabilities of my printer, my Fiery-driven printer, of course, and present to me the options that are available to me on that printer. So I could, for example, print on two sides or print on one side. We tried as hard as we can to keep things simple for the user here. Believe it or not, terms like simplex and duplex, much easier to understand. Print on both sides or don't print on both sides. We could change the pages per sheet. Again, instead of N up, we just simply give people a very easy to understand option, and then you get the visual feedback immediately of what that means. So when we select two here, you can see exactly what that means, 2 pages on one sheet. We could, of course, change the rotation, portrait or landscape. We could change the color on a particular slide if we wanted to. And we have other options available to us if there's finishing connected to our particular printer. Well, what I want to do now is jump into a different view, we call thumbnail view, and I want to do a little bit of work on my presentation. Let's pretend for a second here that I am a salesperson, and I want to put together a professional proposal for my customer. I might have a corporate PowerPoint deck, which would be what this is, and I might want to make a couple of changes, maybe move a slide over here or change the order, but most likely I want to customize my presentation, my proposal, which I think is much more effective. So I'm going to add a couple of files in here, and in this case I have a cash flow matrix, might be a return on investment calculator to explain financially why my proposal is so good for my customer. I always like to grab a couple of things from the brochure, and I always customize my proposals with a cover letter. So why don't I grab those 3, and it doesn't matter if I started with a Microsoft PowerPoint document and I want to add in a Word or PDF. Fiery VUE is going to allow me to assemble the document regardless of where the source files came from. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so we can see everything on one screen. And okay, first thing I like to do is to put a cover page on my document. So we'll put that in the beginning, and I'm going to grab a back cover. I'm just grabbing this one from the brochure, which is a PDF, but I'm going to grab the back cover there so I have a front and back to my proposal. I'm going to grab the cover letter. I only really need the first page of that, though. Oops, I missed. We'll put that there. And, of course, I'm going to have my cash flow matrix. I like to keep that up front in the presentation. We can keep that there. Actually, let's make it the next page. So it's pretty important. Okay, I have what I think is a pretty nice document now. Why don't I go back into my finished view and see how it looks. So there is my cover, nice and beautiful. When I flip the page, I just noticed something I like about this document. I think it's not the best idea to have my cover letter printed on the back side of the cover of the proposal. So I'm going to go back in a second and add a blank page there, but let's just thumb through the rest of the document here. There's the cash flow. you know, I'm looking at these slides now printed this way. I see something else I don't like. This is just a lot of paper to be using for honestly not that much content in this presentation I have. So I'm going to put maybe more slides on one page when I do that. And the rest of this actually looks okay. Yeah, the presentation's just too long. I don't think the customer's going to look at it all unless I can shorten it up. So why don't I go back to my thumbnail view. First thing I want to do is put in that blank page. So I'm going to go into section. I'm just going to add a new section. I could add tabs or any other finishing things, but this will give me a nice blank page over there. I'm going to grab the rest of the PowerPoint slides, and I'm going to do 2 PowerPoint slides on each sheet, and that's going to make my presentation a lot shorter and much better. Now when someone opens it up, they're going to see 4 slides worth of content. I think that's better. Of course, I noticed when I did that, it took my back cover, and now given the number of pages I have, it's not on the back anymore. Rather than do a section start, I'm going to actually use this as an opportunity to take something else from the brochure and just put that right there, and I think that's going to give me a really nice looking document. Let's go back to finished view and see how that looks. There is my cover. I got my blank page. Perfect. There's my cover letter, my calculator, my Excel document. Okay, got my slides. I think actually everything looks super here. There's my back cover. Excellent. I think I'm ready to go. If I'm going to make a professional proposal, though, I don't think stapling is the way to go. I could do that. I don't think it looks as nice. Instead, what I'm going to do is maybe ring-bound booklet. And once again, Fiery knows the capabilities of my printer here. In this case, I have a booklet maker. Okay, excellent. I think this looks sharp, and I would just go ahead, hit print, and out would come a professional document. Of course, I did a little bit of work to get this to be done. One thing I might want to do is take those settings that I had, and I might actually want to save it as a template. So we have these templates that were created. Fiery VUE comes with a number of templates. I, of course, as a salesperson, hopefully am creating presentations and proposals all the time. I might have my particular format that I like. I would save this as my template. Next time I'm in Microsoft Office, I can very easily just hit my template and then hit print and be good to go. Something else that I think is really neat is that we took a couple of pretty special templates that we call green books, and we included them as well with Fiery VUE. We got overwhelming feedback from our enterprise customers that while they wanted the ability to print professional documents more easily and cheaper, they also wanted to be environmentally conscious. And so green books are special formats or templates ranging from things like duplex printing, which obviously can reduce your pages in half, to something we call, for example, the mini books. A mini book is a template which one could apply. It's actually similar to the proposal we created. It gives you a 1 page on the cover, and then it puts 4 slides on each sheet. And this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, in this case folded in half. So something that's neat is you can actually get 13 PowerPoint slides on 2 sheets of paper, otherwise known as an 85% reduction, which is really neat. I personally like to carry less paper with me, and so it's a little bit more convenient format. I'm able to get a lot of content in a small amount of space, and of course save my company money all in the same process. Is pretty nice. And again, just 1 click and I'm good to go. If I were to close out Fiery VUE, one of the things you see back in Microsoft Office is that this is where the templates show up. So from now on, if I'm in Microsoft Office, if I wanted to take my sales proposal that we created, simply just click that template, hit quick print, and away I go. Or if I wanted a green book, it's right there. It's easy for me to use, easy for me to see. I can click on that again, hit quick print, and I'm done. So Fiery VUE, incredibly powerful application, but taking a lot of the expertise away to still enable users to create professional documents. Again, thought it was something we absolutely need to see to be able to understand.